Right off the bat, I gotta say that we got some absolutely legendary level stuff in this One Piece chapter, so make sure to stay tuned for this one. Now chill a parking within and smash that like button if you enjoy watching One Piece videos like this one and want to keep them coming. Make this the video you join the Nakama if you haven't by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss future One Piece reviews and updates.
A quick thank you to Starforge for sponsoring this video. And I know what you're thinking, Starforge is like the coolest name ever. What do they build? Frickin' spaceships? Yes, it is an epic name and I wish I thought of it first, but Starforge Systems is actually the futuristic PC building company known for their premium quality and impeccable attention to detail. And they're also known for their white glove service at an accessible price point. All PCs are built by hand in Austin, Texas by experienced and passionate builders. They've got a whole bunch of different PCs at different price points, and these things are truly out of this world. Each computer comes with a full 2-year parts and labor warranty, and they are releasing monthly limited run builds all the time, including collabs with massive gaming and anime IPs. Just look at this insane Kaiju number 8 limited edition PC. This is so freaking cool. They offer custom cases and plate lights, fully custom builds for everyone from casual gamers just looking for a great machine, to top of the line high-end machines for the most dedicated gaming pros. And they even offer desk mats and acrylic posters so you can make your entire setup match your unique aesthetic. Check them out right now, link in the description. Starforge is not only like the most epic sci-fi name for a company, they really are forging the next generation of futuristic top-of-the-line PCs. Check them out for yourself, link in the description.
And now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. So this chapter starts with Rania, one of the giant children, walking out off a cliff, but still standing on the arrow. The ticking time bomb of the God's Knights is about to go off after all these chapters. It's finally coming to a head. Rania can't control her movements, as we know, so she just lets us know, wow, my legs made me veer off course. The other kids call her name and say, where are you going? You're going to fall off. She's always bright and optimistic though, and she smiles and says, what the, that's weird, all the while putting on a brave face. She says, but it's fine. Don't worry about me, Yilva. All good, no problem, this is nothing. Clearly her sweating and shaking let us know she is worried as the arrow is suspended in mid-air now and it's the only thing holding her up. But she's super admirable here, continuing to comfort others instead of having others feel sorry for her or worry about her. Gunko lets Summers know that, to quote her, the first brat is about to fall. The other kids are still worried and trying to tell Rania to come back, clearly not fully realizing that she's not in control of her body right now. Summers, the master of making people suffer, is thrilled to hear this from Gunko and answers, perfect, make sure all of Elbaf hears her voice. He continues saying during his broadcast, alright, if in 30 seconds you still haven't made a decision, I'll drop the first kid. Ya Rule the Bearded Mountain. Order the teachers to set fire to the school and the library. Ya Rule, who we've been suspicious of on this channel, I've definitely been suspicious of him, is shown as people around him are arguing the different sides. One person says he's crazy, another says this library holds texts passed down from past generations for millennia. Another says, but their lives come first. Do you realize what you're saying? Another raises a good point, saying the problem isn't their demands, it's the decision we have to make whether to submit to these guys or not. And another makes an equally good point, saying, are you suggesting we just let our kids die? Either way you look at it, the Giants have found themselves in a very difficult position, and these conversations are making that very clear. One Giant says, isn't there anybody nearby? We must put an end to this absurd game at all costs, and that's probably the #1 idea if they can pull it off. We then jump to Robin and Chopper, who remember were hidden in Saul's hair. Robin tells Chopper to stay here, he says, huh? She explains that it's too risky to face them before they understand their powers, but Robin can't control her emotions anymore. We see Summers in the background on his vine serpent as we see Nami's group tied up, especially Brook, who's looking like a mummy at this point. I guess he really upset Gunko. They comment, you want to kill the kids, you're insane, even the world's worst criminals don't take children as hostages. Summers just laughs though and says, cut the sob story, it doesn't affect me, and that's very true. They call him a bastard, but you gotta admit, what makes Summers a terrible human being, and he definitely is a terrible, despicable human being, also makes him a great villain. We then jump to Ripley and the giant warrior pirates featuring Frankie. Ripley says, Frankie, I'll join in too, to which Frankie responds, of course, do what has to be done. The giant pirates say, let's go together. Let's split into 2 groups. One will fight the monsters and the others will save the kids. So they are not accepting the Summers ultimatum, but Ya Rule is a different story. A bunch of giants start heading to route number 8 to help out, while Summers says, also, when you burn the school and library, no book should be taken out, simply because what we want to destroy is your culture and your history. Crazy that he just says that. I mean, it's obvious that that's kind of what's happening here, but it's interesting that he says it so blatantly and so unapologetically. He's not trying to be nice about it at all, or trying to massage the facts. At this point, as Oda has been building up to, Robin finally has had enough. She uses the move Cienfleur Craspedia Blorf, and that lands an oh so satisfying slap or palm thrust on Summers. He bleeds and everything. Nami's group is excited to see Robin, asking if she's okay. Jinbei says, like she previously did as well, that she should be careful since they don't know much about them yet. Robin agrees, saying, yes, I know. Chopper watches on in nervous anticipation as Robin continues to fight Summers. She snaps his neck with her powers as he recognizes who she is. Like with Gunko though, deadly attacks aren't deadly with these guys and their regeneration, although we finally will see a crack in the armor in a bit. We know Summers will be fine, but we still get a moment where the group gets excited saying, well done Robin, you broke him. While Robin thinks to herself, these guys are immortal, we can't beat them. However, that's not going to stop her from trying to do something. As if nothing happened, Summers gets up and continues his broadcast, saying, can you hear me, Elbaf? 20 seconds left until the first hostage falls. Usopp says, damn, he's a zombie too. But just as the situation looks dire, we see Robin wrap around Summers and pull a Kirby in Super Smash Bros, which if you don't know what that means, she takes Summers with her and jumps off the edge, seemingly sacrificing herself to take him down with her. Summers though is hilarious. Even during this situation, he says, don't tell me you're in love with me. Seriously, you actually jumped? Are you trying to kill yourself or what? Your feelings touch me, but I don't want to follow you to the afterlife. However, props to Robin, she was a step ahead the whole time. She says, I know perfectly well that you're immortal and you're a thorn man. If those damn invisible thorns disappear, we can save the kids. He commends her, saying, so you thought that by throwing me off the cliff, you'd put the kids out of reach of my power. Not bad, girl. He sends thorns out that hit Robin, but luckily it's revealed that this was just a clone of Robin's, not the first time we've seen this ability. Honestly, Robin was great in this chapter, I gotta say. Let's see if it'll work out though. As he's falling alone now, even Summers is shown upset, saying she really planned everything. The real Robin is then shown up above trying to free Nami's tied up group. Nami loved how Robin just got one over on Summers and laughs as she says, so classy Robin, I've got goosebumps all over. Robin says, damn, even a knife can't cut these ropes. So they realize that they will also have to deal with the girl aka Gunko to get out of this situation. So maybe Robin will be the one actually taking on Gunko, since as we'll see someone else will be taking on Summers. Then they hear Summers broadcast again, making it clear he survived the drop and he says only 10 seconds left as if nothing happened at all. We find out that he's using a giant vine and he's hanging from it in midair. He says, I need an answer, Yarul. Gunko, make them hear the girl's voice, a classic Summers idea. Gunko does so and tells her to say something. Ronya says, Master Yarul, I love school, I have lots of friends here. One giant remarks that Ranya is his daughter with tears in his eyes. Ranya continues saying, and I love the library too, because the books teach us so much about the world, and my teachers taught me that we shouldn't bother people, and that we shouldn't do things they don't like. If the school and library have to disappear so I can survive, I think that will bother everyone. That's why it's better if I fall. Master Yarul, don't worry about me, I've always been lucky, it's gonna be okay. We see her smiling but crying and scared at the same time. And this is the moment where you need Goku or Luffy or someone to show up and save the day. At this point, everybody 110% wants to protect her. Summers is loving the agony though and smiling as he counts down from 2. Finally, Yarul with tears in his eyes says, set the school on fire. On the one hand, I was suspicious of him since he no doubt played a part in making Loki into a villain, or at least framing him that way since he was there when he killed King Harold, and I don't think things are as they appear in that situation. But at the same time, you can't really blame him for this call. I completely get it after the situation he's dealing with. I mean, the dude even has tears in his eyes, so you can feel for him. He also adds, and burned the library. Summers then comes up to Nami's group and ties Robin, saying she looks ridiculous. With his vines wrapped around her, it's clear that Robin is upset and hurt. The group screams, stop it, and get out of here, Robin, do something, Just then we see someone approaching with super speed. Summer's hand is cut off so fast we didn't really see what happened, and the crazy thing is he wonders why it isn't regenerating. So finally something is interrupting that regeneration process that makes them pretty much unbeatable. Of course, it's Scopper that has shown up and he says it's been a while. And Summers, this is amazing for the legend of Scopper here. Summers looks the most scared I've ever seen him as he realizes it's Scopper. Scopper cuts him across the chest with his axe and has a more serious expression on his face than we've ever seen on him. No more games, that's clear. Crazy legendary stuff, and gotta hand it to Oda. He's giving a lot of love to Scopper here. I'd say even more than to Rayleigh. Let me know your thoughts on why Summers isn't regenerating here. It can't just be Conqueror's Haki because obviously Luffy has that, and when he fought the Gorosei it wasn't enough. But could it be some advanced use of it? Or is it something tied to Joy Boy and Roger again? Did they learn something about Joy Boy's Haki ability to interfere with Imu's abilities? As far as I know, his axe could have some Joy Boy Haki infused into it. I have no idea, your guess is as good as mine at this point, but either way, it's big. It's a big deal, and this will be a huge game changer, since if Scopper can teach it to Luffy and maybe Zoro too, the God's Knights and even Imu seem like less of a big deal than before. Thanks again to Starforge for sponsoring this video. Check them out, link in the description. Now if you enjoyed this one, you won't want to miss this video on screen right now that YouTube says you'll like and subscribe for more One Piece, and I'll see you in the next one.